Obviously, your opponent's in the headlines this week. They've got a severely depleted team, but Des Hasler loves a siege mentality. Is that what you think they'll adopt going into the game?
Oh, look, I don't know. You know, the issue's been created by them, so usually siege mentalities are against an opponent that's done something to you, so I don't think they can obviously take that line. It's sort of unfortunate the way that it's panned out, but we're looking forward to playing there tomorrow night and representing the Roosters really well.
I just wanted to get your take on this issue. Do you feel that what's happened with the Pride jersey that might discourage other clubs from doing the same sort of thing?
Definitely not. I feel like it's unfortunate in 2022 we're sort of still having this conversation. I think it's great what the owners of Manly have decided to do, and it's unfortunate that it's panned out this way because everyone's equal, no matter what race, gender, sexual preference. Then everyone's equal. Let people make their choice, and let's not discriminate against those. And we're still doing that, and that's why it's unfortunate. We've got gotcha for life that both teams have had on their sponsors, have given up their space for gotcha for life, and we're really looking forward to representing and talking about even just male suicide and the high rates that it is. But in the sort of the youth gay community, it's 5 times the level of what normal society is, and that's because they don't feel included. And for us in 2022 to not be inclusive and not say it's okay to be who you are is unacceptable, and we need to move towards a better place. And I'm hoping that rugby league, I want to say that we are inclusive. We do accept you for who you are, and we care about you, and we need to move forward in that way.
So would you be supportive of a Roosters Pride jersey?
Definitely.
Even if that meant some players were sitting out?
Yeah, because we need to move forward. We need to. That's my personal view. I've talked with my players about it. We've talked about it openly because it's not. We've got a job to do. We've got to go out and we want to play a Roosters style of footy and dominate tomorrow night. But whether we like it or not, we do have sponsors on jerseys. We do have things on jerseys that we represent, and that's a decision for clubs and the game to make. But my personal opinion, I'm about equality, and I want people to feel like they're cared for and loved and have a place no matter their sexual preference in the world.
Robert, you've obviously been around the game as a long time as a player and coach, been overseas. Have you seen attitudes from players change from when you started?
Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely. I mean, this is not about rugby league. This was a snapshot that highlighted a wider rugby league issue. This is a societal issue that's been highlighted by our sport and other sports around the world, and it's still an issue. We moved past. If someone said they weren't going to wear the Indigenous jersey, there'd be an outcry. 40 years ago, that would have been the case. 80 years ago, we wouldn't have had women in league round. We've moved on those fronts. We haven't moved on this, and this is we need to move towards it at some point. And so it's not like as I said, we want to dominate a game tomorrow, but we need to be inclusive as a human race. No one is better than anyone else.
How did you feel when you first heard the news on Monday night? What was happening behind the scenes?
Well, it's complex. That's the thing that you understand, and what Des and Cherry Evans did yesterday was really good. I thought they handled themselves really, really well, and it's a complex issue because I know some of the boys that aren't playing as well, and there's different beliefs and different pressures that come with that. Okay, so there's a lot of things that are in that sort of microcosm of what happened this week. But this is just, it's not about, to be honest, it's not about a jersey and Manly. That just highlighted a wider issue that we need to move past, and there's a lot of work to be done still.
It says there's sense of shame on you mentioned gotcha for life, but that's Tony's doing some pretty impressive work to not. That's all kind of been lost, hasn't it?
It hasn't. Gotcha for life it'll be warm with pride from both teams tomorrow night. We're really proud. We had Gus in here talking about Gotcha for Life and what it means to him and the work that it's doing in preventing male suicide and the high rates that it is. We've obviously got Sam Verrills, a player that's brother passed away in those circumstances, has been really vocal this week in just doing some media about the way that it's affected him and his family, but also the way that the support is needed. So Gotcha for Life won't be lost on us tomorrow, and we'll wear it proudly. As Unibet has given up their space to wear it, so we're really fortunate for that.
Just on the footy trend, obviously,
Yep.
you guys made an art of trying to time your run towards the end of the season. I know you're still scrapping at that sort of bottom end of the top 8. Do you feel like you're starting to get into that groove now?
We feel, we know how we want to play. We know how we want to play footy. We know our combinations. We've been in that position probably for the last sort of 4 to 5 weeks. We've started to get some guys back, and we want to play better tomorrow night. We feel we understand our game. We're not piling on lots of information to the guys. They know how they want to play, and we want to get better at what we're doing, and we're really focused on that tomorrow night. No matter the circumstances around it, we're focused on being outstanding at what we want to do as Roosters tomorrow night.
Are you glad to have Joey Manu back in the side?
Yeah, Joey's he's a wonderful player, and it's great to have him back in and to get him. He's obviously been there for a long period of time, and to miss him last week was quite different for us. To not have that style of a player out there, and the boys did really well, but to put him back in and to get his hands on the ball this week will be really key.
Joey Johns named him among the top 5 NRL players. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I think Joey's right. I think his ability to play in many different forms and the freedom that he plays with is exceptional. And I said after the game last week, we need to offer him that opportunity to play that style. I'm looking forward to getting Joey back out there.
Just on that style, like he's been playing as a centre, as a roving centre for a couple of years. He's been doing it for a while, but how much better do you think he understands his role and when he can do it, when he can't do it? That awareness. Yeah, he understands it clearly. So when you play him at wing, at centre, at fullback, at 5'8", he's adapted his style to those different positions. And all that knowledge of moving around goes into how he wants to play. So obviously you've got to pick a position, but then how he adapts that position to the game is with the knowledge of all those different roles that he's played. So, we expect him to get back in there and do his job first and foremost, and then we've got to adapt around him on how he wants to play and fit in with our system.
From a football sense, what is it like when your opponent's team list drops and they're missing 6 of their starting 13? So you see that at Origin time, but that's sort of balanced because you're missing a lot of your best players as well. So what is it like as a coach looking at that team?
To be truly honest, it has no effect. What you do is you go to, okay, what are the new players coming in? What are the traits? If you honour your game, if you honour the game of rugby league and the way that you want to play, you go out there and attack and honour the jersey that you wear and the game that you're going to play in the same way. And so you take your knowledge on the opposition players and then you go about honouring your team and your style of play tomorrow night.
So do you think you have to speak to the team perhaps before the game about not taking it lightly, about a bit of complacency?
No, not at all.
Lindsay good to go, Robert?
Yeah, Lindsay's back ready to go. So he's had a pretty good week at the end of last week, but a really good week this week. So he's over the Origin and ready to get back into it.
Just last thing, August 1 deadline. Lucky Lamb left last
Yep.
week. Have you got scope to bring anyone in? I know you've got lost a couple of guys for the year.
I guess until August 1 we've got scope to bring guys in. There's no one that we're looking at the moment, but what do we got? 4 days?
3 days.
Yeah, so most likely not. But yeah, we obviously still got a little bit of time there.
Were you pleased with Luke's return last week?
Yeah, I thought he was great. I thought he got back into his role and he's a really important voice in our team. So I like the way that he commanded his game and attacked the game. He wasn't trying to just get back into it. He attacked it from the start. He was ready to play, and that was great to see.
stage who's, we know he's owning the skies, Daniel Tupou. He now owns a position in the top 10 of most capped Roosters. He jumps through this week. How does he keep that?
Yeah, he's one of the, we love Toops. Toops is one of our favourite players because of his art, of his, the way that he carries out of the backfield, the way that he catches the high balls and the way that he defends on the end of the line. So the art of his game, and to do it for a decade, 218 games, to join Freddie there and to go into the top 10 is, it's a credit to him for consistency. That's what these are, and to the top 10 of all time of the Roosters, there's rarely been a better winger in these colours.